CastleMiner Z. This is a game that may have been left in the past, progressively forgotten by the masses every year. However, for many of us, it's a title that ushers in a cherished era of memories and experiences that we once took for granted, but now hold dear to us. CastleMiner Z was an indie game launched all the way back on November 9th of 2011 on the Xbox 360 indie store. A relic of Xbox's past that met an unfortunate end in 2022 once the servers were shut down. While an entire video could be produced about the loss of an indie store and the importance it held in the Xbox ecosystem, that's not what we're here for just yet. The indie studio behind this game was Digital DNA Games, originally founded in 2009 by Thomas Stone. Their first game, just like the many to follow, was developed for the Xbox 360 indie game store and was named Avatar Paintball. While this and many of the games that followed, such as Avatar Laser Wars and Avatar Warfare, enjoyed mild success, these games paled in comparison to the presence of CastleMiner Z. This edition was actually a sequel to a game previously released only 4 months prior by the name CastleMiner. Think of CastleMiner as a creative mode edition, while Z turned it into a survival game. CastleMiner itself was a blatant cash grab and rip-off of Minecraft, copying its concept and atmosphere, yet was missing many of the additions that made Minecraft a beloved indie game at its initial popularity. CastleMiner Z was just as much of a Minecraft clone, meant to capitalize on the sudden success, just as many others in its previous edition did. It succeeded in aspects that other indie games such as Total Miner or Fortresscraft didn't, replacing Minecraft and CastleMiner's bright blue skies, colorful atmosphere, and relaxing setting was a dark, stormy sky, dark and colorless atmosphere, and a survival setting. Did I mention there are guns? Yes, it's a zombie survival Minecraft with guns, and of course, various enemy archetypes to fend off against. While it may not seem like much at a glance, it was these changes that elevated CastleMiner Z to become the most popular indie store game on Xbox 360, surpassing over 1.5 million games sold. When you start off in the game, you're next to a tower and begin with some basic gear. To address the obvious elephant in the room, you might be immediately taken back by the extremely poor graphics. It's no secret that the texture and design were not anywhere near impressive, even for its time of release. It suffered from a poor render distance, weirdly generated landscapes, and weird block textures. It wasn't exactly the block textures and render distance that makes so many, like myself, nostalgic for both CastleMiner Z and the 360. Rather, it's the atmosphere of the world you spawn into. You drop into a cold, desolate, and stormy world that is devoid of the bright and cheery atmosphere of other Minecraft dupes. It manages to immediately set itself apart from the rest and get you engaged. You would never really feel pushed to hop over to Minecraft, as you weren't really searching for Minecraft in CastleMiner Z. You were there for what it was. Of course though, a massive aspect of any nostalgia-producing game is multiplayer. CastleMiner Z actually happened to not only have co-op, but a client browser to connect with random strangers, which was an uncommon feature in the majority of console games at the time. From an outside perspective, a client browser might not sound like much, but it added a lot to a survival game like CastleMiner Z. The ability to join these matches, albeit usually a short time before getting kicked, allowed you to view the creativity of other players and their progress. It was through these servers that I had my first experience defending against aliens in craters or demons in hell, though a lot of the time it just got the boot. In a time where Minecraft had only gone around to experimenting with its basic biomes and the nether region, you have to give credit where credit is due. CastleMiner Z managed to set itself apart throughout its time of popularity and its updates. It went from a game that was originally barren in its biomes to one that was vast with a constant rotation of new sites. Remind me when you last saw an alien crater with access to laser guns and even a sword in Minecraft. Though, just like all good things, CastleMiner, its studio, and the indie games program on Xbox were coming to an end. Of course, as time went on, CastleMiner Z's player count dwindled alongside the 360 indie game market in general. Once the Xbox One was released, the Xbox Live Indie Games program was abandoned and left to stay on its predecessor. The marketplace for these games was then shuttered on October 7th, 2017. Even Digital DNA was faced with closure when release after release became a failure, eventually ending up with their final game, Death Toll, in 2018. Due to its horrible return on its budget, the studio was forced to fire everyone, leaving only Thomas Stone. While these events were unfortunate for Digital DNA Games and the indie store, there's no doubt that an everlasting impact was left on us all. We all have fond memories to look back on because of these years. With all this coverage on CastleMiner Z, it only feels right to show you gameplay of me entering back into the game for the first time since its popularity. I'd like every one of you to put yourself into my place and experience this with me. Alright, so I just launched up the CastleMiner Z edition that is specific to Steam and Windows. It is a slightly different experience, but I didn't have time to really figure out space to hook up my 360 and my old Elgato. So here we are. So I'm just gonna basically host a normal server and we can just start off this way. We'll just do survival, see how it goes. Just do nice, easy. That was a quick load in. That's probably quicker than it would have been on 360, I'll give it that much. There's definitely slight differences with the HUD and a few of the textures. I definitely say the textures look a lot better on this edition. One thing I definitely do have to give this game is its soundtrack. Honestly, it just hits me with a lot of nostalgia. Maybe that's why I like it so much, but I feel for like an indie game of its time, it definitely did something rather unique, especially with that nice like gust of wind going. There was once a time when I first played this game where for whatever reason I was under the impression you had to like basically spam click to break blocks. So I spent about like 3 minutes trying to break a block and I somehow got it to break. I did some experimenting and figured out you could just hold. Luckily, if I hadn't figured that out, only God knows where I'd be right now. Depending on the distance you get, I can't recall it off the top of my head, but as you go, like a certain amount of blocks, the biome will change and like more enemies will spawn. We already got a fucking dragon right there flying directly towards me. I don't know why there's a fucking dragon already. I am not equipped for this situation. Okay, fuck that dragon. I got rid of it. I'm trying to mess around here. I'm not trying to deal with a dragon shooting at me every 2 seconds. So, we've already found an alien spaceship crater. Look at this thing. Imagine getting on this game and after this update and finding this for the first time. It's such an odd structure. And the majority of games at the time, I don't think any really off the top of my head, that were indie games, kind of like a Minecraft dupe, even Minecraft itself, didn't have randomly occurring structures like this. There's something like really unique to CastleMiner Z. It's a fucking freaky experience. Even has this unique soundtrack that just activated. Lots of unique block structures, definitely. And of course, you use these blocks and all the materials you find in these for laser weapons, which are, I'm pretty confident, the most powerful weapons in the game. It's either that or bloodstone, which I'm pretty sure the alien rifles are the most powerful. It's honestly surreal being back into a 360 era game. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed the video. This is a series that I plan on continuing, so I hope to have you all along with me. Let me know what you thought down below, and what other games you might like me to cover. Thank you to every member on screen as well. I appreciate you guys and the continued support. If you'd like to become a member, I have memberships open for as little as $1 a month. You can get some cool emoticons, profile icons, your name in the end scroll of every video, and some other perks. I look forward to talking to you all down below and in future live streams. Have a good one, chooms.